talk. So talk another NBA video, kind of ramping it up. It's their season, you know. Check out the NBA Talk playlist. Hit the link in the description. Say find me everywhere. X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Instagram, the whole nine. So I made this video on my Detroit channel. I did the video. You may see this one first. I don't know which one you're gonna see first. I pretty much record in advance, and then you be like, well, CJ, how do you figure out what video goes in what place? Really, it's just feel. You know, if you want to know the time slides Monday through Friday, if I do a live in the afternoon, most likely that next video the next day is going to be starting at 11 or later. If I don't do a live, it's going to start at 10:30 a.m., 12. Usually 10:30 and 12 is slots for Monday through Friday, slots for boxing videos. 1:30, 3 o'clock, other videos. And then the 4:30 is for boxing. But if it's something of importance or none of importance in boxing, that goes there. On the weekends, if I do a live on Saturday in the morning, most likely won't do other videos. If I do, there'd be non-boxing videos. Sunday, you know, it could be 10, 12, 2, 4, and maybe a late stream. But, you know, that's how that go. But in general for this, you know, I just think I was talking about this on my other channel about how my Detroit channel, Mercy Sports Talk, that link's in the description inside the link tree, how the NBA has done itself a disservice from going international crazy. This push started kind of happening in the 90s. Yeah, they going international crazy, and I think it's hurt the league. And they made the rules, like most people would think the rules was made soft for, like, you know, Michael Jordan, which that was the start, but eventually the rules became even more softer. So international players can transition and physically, you know, compete with the NBA. And, you know, like I said, a lot of them dudes was coming over at 25, 30 years old. Even older. Arvydas Sabonis was older when he came in, right? He was part of the Russian team that knocked off the Olympic team in the 80s for the championship, for the gold medal, and that's how the pros end up getting into the NBA. I'm going to the Olympics, from the NBA to the Olympics, when they finally knocked off the college kids, right? But yeah, they made the game softer for them, you know, and they really just trying to get that international money. They trying to put a team internationally overseas. They're trying to put one in Mexico eventually, and it's just greed. It's just greed. And they got so far away from the essence of basketball. They changed the league so a lot of the Euro players can survive in it. And then, you know, they changed it now. At the end of the day, they're trying to market them internationally and domestically. They say, fuck they domestic fans. And no matter how they try to sell Luka, white Americans are not buying it. No matter how they try to sell SGA, black Americans in America is not buying it. You know what I'm saying? How they trying to sell Wemby. Wemby's a good player. He's a freak, but it ain't really like when the big fellas was the face of the league wasn't popular. The league didn't become popular till Magic and Bird was the face of it. Wing and a point guard, an unreal point guard, his size, right? They're, you know, Jokic, people not buying it. You know, so at the end of the day, push your domestic players. Push your domestic players. Push your Anthony Edwards, your Cade Cunningham. Them are the two guys that they should be pushing as the face of the league. They got the glow, you know. All right, man. Oh, but I'm my bad. I had a phone call that was wild, but the waste of time. But yeah, I was just going to say that those two, Cade and Anthony Edwards, got the glow. So they should really be pushing their domestic stars, to be honest. Guys that, you know, Americans can relate to. Because what America gravitate toward, the world gonna gravitate towards, and they need to get back to marketing and promoting their own. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like how they outsource everything in America now. Outsource. No, built in America, sold in America, sold everywhere else. That should they stop cutting corners. And no matter how much they try to sell you Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, no matter some great international players, you know, throughout history, no matter how they try to sell them, they can make them MVP. They can make the game where they can get triple doubles and get to the foul line and make it where they can survive in this habitat, right? People ain't buying it, bro. People are not buying it. People are not buying it. And another thing they need to get off, get off the, You know, another thing people need to get off their high horse on is also, or the NBA is, let it go. We've seen enough Steph. We've seen enough LeBron. Turn that chapter from Steph, LeBron, those type of older players. We seen that already. We seen the Damian Lillards. We seen even, to a certain extent, Kevin Durant had his time. Klay Thompson had their time. Really Giannis seeming like till he get to a new market, he had his time. Now it's time to usher in your young American stars, your Jalen Brunson, your Anthony Edwards, your Cade Cunningham. Instead of being against Jaylen Brown, get behind Jaylen Brown. No Diddy, Jason Tatum, LaMelo Ball, all your American stars. Now, John Zion, hopefully they can have a rebirth, but hey, without them, get behind a guy like Donovan Mitchell. No Diddy. Those are the type of guys that you really should be trying to showcase and put them where they need to put on the pedestal. They should dominate the top slots when it's on when the game's in a top notch slots. Top NBC on TV. Not only should they be showcasing the players on the top teams, they should be showcasing your young talent. LaMelo Ball on the rise, Paolo on the rise. They should be showcasing them, so when they break through, it's kind of like Cade Cunningham right now. He's breaking through, and people are like, oh, I didn't know he was that good. I never seen him play. He was in them. It's a marketing problem. There's a marketing problem. That's a marketing problem. A Nike signed guy that's going to get his signature shoe with Nike, and people in the world didn't know because the NBA didn't do their job. They can blame Nike can say, well, guys are not as popular no more. Of course they're not more popular because they hiding all the talent because they want to put these international players and keep these old people on top. It's enough. It's enough. We've seen enough SGA. People ain't buying the shoe. And they're saying the shoe a bad shoe. People not buying him. Yo, Tyrese Halliburton's, push them. Put them on TV every night and watch the NBA explode. They got a bunch of other problems. They got a bunch of other problems. But the thing is, you got two guys who got the glow. Edwards and Cade. They got the glow. Put them where they deserve to be at, bro. You hope Zion get it together, Ja get it together. Then you got a league. It was so many guys back in the day that had the glow. Sean Kemp, Gary Payton, Run TMC, Mitch Richmond, Chris Mullins, Tim Hardaway Jr., Penny Hardaway. You could just go on it. It was so many guys who was ill. Rod Strickland, make him jump like Rod Strickland in my Raekwon voice. You had so many guys around the league. Mark Price, ill. Tom Chambers, ill. These dudes was dope hoopers. Terrell Brandon, Damon Stoudemire, both from Portland, by the way. You had guys like Reggie Miller. You know what I'm saying? These dudes were man, phenomenal. Kevin Johnson. Oh my God. There was just talent everywhere. And it's a lot of talent that really, some ain't being developed, but a lot of them ain't being marketed. Check out the NBA Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the link in the description. Follow me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Instagram. Appreciate the love and support. Check out the NBA Talk playlist. Join the Patreon. Peace.